Yes, this one mistake cost me $3 million. Now, I want to be very honest, I didn't lose this money, so I didn't have it on bank and then I lost it, but I could very, very simply and almost guaranteed make this money, and I didn't because of this one mistake. So now I will share with you what that is, and then hope you will find it useful. So let's start with a little bit of backstory of who I am. So right now my name is Harut. I scaled multiple companies to multiple six figures, and this is my first company that is on track to make seven figures and maybe even multi seven figures a year. And I started when I was 13 to 14 years old, and I'm 22 when I started making memes for an influencer. So it was like 2015 or something, so almost 10 years ago. And I was getting paid $1 a week, right? So it was it was a lot of money. No, it wasn't. Like I was getting paid for the month. It was like symbolic money because I loved this creator. He was my, oh my god, I can work with him, and I kind of was very happy with that. So that's where I started, and then it took me a few years. I'm watching hundreds of YouTube videos and learning what's gonna be the best business model to start because I wanted to make money. I wanted to help my family. I wanted to be financially free and just achieve the things I knew I can accomplish in life. So I tried a lot of different things. I tried to start businesses where you re-upload other people's videos. I started theme pages on Instagram where I uploaded football videos because I like football, and they didn't work because I wasn't smart enough to make them work. But again, it flopped, right? And long story short, then I discovered that I think the best way to make money is teaching things, right? It's not only doing things because that it can be a little bit unscalable, but actually working on a business model that can be scalable, right? So working because as Warren Buffett said, right, the billionaire, what you are in is more important than how hard you work, right? And I understood that, so I said, okay, like I see a lot of people teaching how to make money, but they're actually teaching themselves, right? That's why they're making money. Now, it can be about money, it can be about health, business, it can be relationships, it can be how to play hockey better. We have a client like that like there can be so many different niches. But I thought like if I create memes for the rest of my life, if I just need to spend 20, 10, 5, whatever hours every day or every week on it, it's not going to be scalable. Now, I want to be very clear on this. We still work very hard because we love this. Even if a client signs up, we are known for that. We jump on a call. Sometimes I'm on a call with the client for 2 hours, etc. So I'm not saying that now I'm not doing any work, working 1 hour a day, and then just going to the beach and chilling. I don't like that anyway. So I'm not doing that. I'm still working hard, but then at least I can choose to work hard rather than having to work hard, right? So that's the first big thing, which is I wanted to focus on a scalable business model, right? So now, why am I telling you this story? Is that because that's when I had a pretty good success, right? I started making like $100 a month and then $200 a month, etc. And then my first big success in terms of getting to like, let's say 50K a month, the first time I made 50K a month in 2023, 2 years ago, was when I was coaching people about starting faceless YouTube channels and growing their faceless YouTube channels, because I've grown faceless YouTube channels before that, a couple years before that, and made like few $100,000 of profit. Like at the top month, it was $24,000 of profit with one of our channels, and that's what I was teaching. So anyway, I started making money. I started making 50K a month, etc., and it was all going great, right? And then I said, okay, like I want to grow more. I want to get to 100K a month, 200K a month, more, right? And then keep growing, keep helping more people, keep having more impact, keep achieving amazing things. And one thing happened though, right? Is that during that process, I lost a little bit of an excitement. And now we're going to talk about that 3 million mistake. I lost my excitement, right? I said, I don't want to do this. This is not really what I love, etc. So I stopped that business. And then it's been since 2023, now it's 2025, the last 2 years where I'm building achievegreatness.com, which is where we work with personal brands. And this company is what I love. I gave up that previous company, right? But now I want to tell you about the mistake. And now we're doing even better, which is great, and I love this. But the mistake that I made, right, and why I told you all this story, hopefully it wasn't too boring. The reason I told you this, because all of this time there was another few other people that were doing exactly what I was doing. They were helping other people with faceless YouTube channels, and some of them quit and some of them stopped, right? Some of them are still making like maybe 10K a month, 50K a month, whatever it is. Some of them are making more. And there's a couple of people that are making like $1 million a month with this, and $2 million a month, or $500,000 a month. I'm talking consistently, month over month, right? And some of them are my age, 22. So it's crazy, So, and I just looked back and I analyzed, okay, like what did they do better than me, right? And I think what they did better than me were two things. And these two things are the things that cost me 3 million. And I will tell you why it's 3 million in my opinion. The first thing is that they actually were in a vehicle that they liked, right? So there's two different types of personalities. The first type of personality was he didn't care what he was doing. He cared about business. He loved to build a team, building things, scaling businesses, which is amazing, right? He loved that, that's why he was doing it and it was working. And there were a couple of other people that loved that specific thing, helping people specifically only with faceless YouTube channels. So he still kept going and he became successful. My mistake was when I started with that, I didn't only love business. Like I don't like if you tell me you are gonna make $1 million a month of profit with this business model, but I don't like that. I'm not gonna do that, right? I had businesses, I had faceless channels, I was making tens of thousands of dollars a month with that I quit. I had this 50K a month business in 2023 that I stopped. So I have experienced that when I'm making more money than I need personally, I'm not excited to do more unless I like what the mission, and we will talk about that right now. So. That was my mistake, that I picked something that I'm not the person that only loves just scaling for the sake of it, and I didn't like that vehicle, so I stopped, right? So, and then what I did, now what pivot I made is I started, oh, my headphones died, by the way. I started this new company, Chief Greatness, which I love now, right? And that was a very good decision. That because now I see myself doing this for the long term, for the next like 10 years, 20 years, and beyond, right? And I think this is what I love, right? No matter we can have a multi-5-figure days that we made in a day, and then I'm not feeling anything about that, but I'm feeling good that the business is growing, people are happy and all that, right? So I found something that I also love the process. There are challenging days, there's days that you don't want to work, absolutely. There's ups and downs all the time, but it's just non-comparable. This I love this, right? So that transition was smoother. Now you can say, Howard, what was your mistake then, right? And now we will get to the second one, which is going to be very interesting for you, because that's the thing that I think not only cost me 3 million, but probably might be costing you right now a lot of money too without you knowing. So we'll talk about it. So what was the first mistake? The first mistake is that I could have done this sooner. Instead of starting at 13 and doing memes and then re-uploading videos and trying football businesses where I was opening Telegram channels and then Instagram pages about football and re-uploading videos and then doing faceless channels, and after that coaching that. Again, I wouldn't say that I regret that, because I think I learned a lot of skills from that, and I had very good relationships, team members I met from their clients that I still am in contact with, and that was good, right? It was still action is better than not doing it. But if I was wise enough to do what I'm doing now, that I love, that is about the infinite game for me, right? You probably are familiar with the concept, finite games and infinite games. Finite games are something that you just do to just get a result in the short term. Infinite games, you do it for the sake of doing it, right? For example, health, right? You don't win at health, you want to keep being healthy. Relationships or happiness, you don't want to be happy today, you want to keep being happy as much as possible. That's the goal, right? Or business, it's not about just winning today and then being bankrupt for the rest of your life. It's about how much you can achieve, how many customers you can get, revenue you can generate, whatever that is, right? So I could have found this new game of my infinite game, my business, my niche, what I'm doing, the way I'm showing up, our business model way before, and now I could have been way, way ahead, right? And we could have made a few millions more if I did that. Now, the second thing is probably, I would say, even more important advice, which is these two people that I looked at, that one of them liked business, so that's why they grew, and this person loved that thing, so that's why they are doing it now. And I stopped because I didn't have either. I just found it, and I wish I had it sooner. But from these two people, they also had one thing I didn't have, right? And now I'm actively working on. And that thing is that they took imperfect massive action, right? And this is a huge lesson, like a huge one. And I've been on one-on-one calls with these people, and I've asked people that lived with these people, and I've literally across all the data points, themselves, their friends, everyone says that this is the things for both of them that make them successful. And here's what they do. Let's say they have an idea, right? Oh, I'm gonna make this YouTube video. I'm going to start an Instagram. I'm going to test this offer. I'm going to start going on Instagram, right? I'm going to start a Skool community. I'm going to start selling high ticket. I'm going to hire this person, have this team member, whatever that is, right? I'm going to wake up early, and the first 4 hours of the day, I'm going to just pour into this one project that can help my business to compound in a few months' time, right? So whatever thought ideas they have, they do it the same day, right? They don't do it in a month, they don't do it in 3 months. And sometimes I can have an idea that I will only start taking action on 3 months. I recently got way better at this. That's why we grew also. There's a direct correlation there. But I can do so much better. And if I can do 3 months, I have an idea and I did something in 3 months and I did it the same day, it's like a 90-day difference or 89 days difference. And that's why they can be like 10, 20, 30, 50 times at speed of growth, right? Because number one, they love the thing, they either love the business, that's why they didn't care their growth, or they love the vehicle, and number two, they just started taking enough action. Now, why this cost me $3 million? Because at that moment, when I was making 50K a month, if I picked something that I have now, that I now love, if I just started that so I didn't have to start again and again a few times in my journey, and if I could stick to that, and if I took more action, like this is a very conservative thing because we generated more than 1 million. We will generate extra few million like this. You know why? Like I was working 2 hours a day when I'm working 50K a month. 2 hours a day. That's it. Not even on the weekends, right? Monday to Friday. Maybe yeah, sometimes 4 hours on a certain day, right? So and I wasn't putting any effort. The ideas were being implemented 1 month from now, 2 weeks. So I didn't care as much as I could, right? And I'm thinking, damn, if I just did like, I could have easily, this is not a joke, I could have easily done like 20, 30 times more in that day. Like this is not theoretical, bro, you can work harder, or, you know, woman, you can, or man, you can grow, like that's not about that, right? It's just about, I actually could, like I could do that much more. I know how much I was doing. Like I wasn't doing as close as much to what I could do, right? And if I just did that, if I did 20 times more of the productive thing I could do, like this is an easy estimation because these people that are making $1 million a month or more, right? Like we would be there, we would do even more because like I was putting probably, like I was taking 1% of their action and I had like half of their result, right? Or whatever that was. So it was a crazy delta. So this thing, if I just learned this sooner and I stopped saying, okay, I'm gonna now watch 20 more podcasts, I'm gonna obsessively think what's gonna be my perfect funnel. If I'm going to have a VSL funnel on my website, which is a video sales letter, a video where people watch before they, let's say, book a call with you or whatever, should I have that and also appointment setters in the Instagram DMs that book calls with people? Should it be both? Should I send the traffic here and there? Which one? Like I was being so smart about this and looking all the ways it can go wrong and I still was taking action. That's why we grew. But I was just overthinking the things and thinking more in depth. And sometimes I was right. I was right about maybe this is a mistake or whatever. But because this person was just doing more, they were making these mistakes, learning quicker, moving on, giving the momentum. That's why they had this massive growth, where they made tens of millions of dollars, right? So far, which is crazy. So what's the lesson from this and what I'm implementing right now that might be useful for you too, right? Number one thing I already figured out, which is great, which is I do what I love. Right now, this might change with time. In 10 years, when I have kids and I change my view, but like I really see myself doing this when I'm 70, right? Helping people, coaching, creating content. I love this, right? This is what I love. And when like we had recently someone that said, "Hey Howard, I will say his name. His name is Fabian. He's from our community. I won't say the second name, but if you ever join our free community or whatever, you can meet him. So I can prove that it's a real person." And he said, "I made more in a day than I made before in a month." And this was recently because of the thing that you told me, right? And these are the moments that I want to experience over and over again, right? When you hear that, that's the sense of purpose that comes to you when you think that what you do actually matters and you are getting paid for that. this is awesome, right? So the first thing is, the lesson is there, I guess, is I would pick something that, like, don't do something for a day don't do something for a day if you wouldn't do that same thing for a decade. Pick only things that you do see yourself doing for the very long term, right? That's the big meta lesson number one. And number two is take more action. Move quicker. Don't think, what's the strategy, this one or that one, don't do that. Like just, if you know what you need to do, just do way more, right? And start tracking what you do every day. Not how many things you thought about, not how much action, how many things got done, like executed, how many objectives were completed during that day, right? That actually mattered, right? Not just objective, I did this a little bit and did this, like focused, laser focused, obsessive, like crazy and lasered focused and, directed effort into the few things that matter the most, right? Let's say I'm gonna have my YouTube channel about fitness. I love fitness. I see myself doing this for the long term. Let's say someone says it, cool. Now it's about how much effort. You say, I'm gonna pick YouTube. How much effort and action goes in a day to make your YouTube video? Is it you thought about a couple of YouTube videos and then in 2 weeks you recorded one? right? Or the same day, you just spent 8 hours of in-depth research of the competitors. You identified the best ideas, the worst ideas, planned the next 5 videos. The same day, recorded the next 3 videos, edited the first one, posted, and the two are gonna be up to the next day. Or did you just think about it, watch this video, oh, I got a little bit overwhelmed, or now I'm tired, and then you go and watch something else, right? This is the thing, how much action, how many things we can do, imperfect action, how much we can move, right? Because usually the people that are 10, 20, 30, 100, 1,000 times ahead, usually they are working on a good vehicle, on a scalable thing, on something that they see themselves doing for the long term. That matters. And number two, they just take more action. They do more in a day, in a week that we do in months, right? And I would say that it's a spectrum too. I wouldn't say that we are either here or here, like it's either zero, you are not taking action at all, or you are taking perfect action. It's not that. We all exist in this spectrum, in my opinion, right? And we all can move a little bit quicker, right? I'm ahead than a lot of people that are not taking any action, and I'm getting done a lot in the day. But what I can do, and when I see the difference between people that are ahead, they are doing way more. And it always levels to this game, right? How much action they are doing, directed action to the right direction. So if I took more action, if I just like, it was in front of me, right, a couple of years ago, and I had picked something that I wanted to take action on, man, like a 3 million, I'm being very conservative. Like just like this is numbers. Like this is, I think about this, oh my God, this would happen. But I'm glad that I learned that lesson as well. I think that's the best mindset to have, because if I just think about it all the time, it's just gonna be negative emotions. So instead, what I'm doing is I'm saying, okay, how do I not make this mistake, right? And now that's what I'm keeping myself accountable for. I'm saying I'm taking action. 30 minutes ago, I had an idea. Today I'm gonna make a YouTube video, and this is the second YouTube video I'm already recording. Back then, it would have taken me 1 week to come up with the idea, like 4 more days to plan it or do it or whatever, and now I'm moving 7-10 times faster, and I can do so much better too, which I'm working on. But if I do it, that's how we are going to grow. So hope this video was helpful, and right now on your screen I will also leave another video from the channel. If you're interested, you can check that out, and if not, that's cool as well. Go and crush your dreams, and let's achieve greatness. Cheers.